Well, Stuart Thompson, you're marketing and sales manager Australia, New Zealand for Papua New Guinea. What an amazing destination, because it's absolutely, in my opinion, sort of practically surreal, because it's so natural. It's just one of those places that everybody wants to go to, with amazing connections with Australia. But how do you sell PNG in Australia?
Well, I think Australia's a unique market in the fact that we've got a long connection with through visiting friends and relatives. A lot of people have lived there. When I go to trade shows, you'd be surprised by the number of travel agents that have actually been there or lived there. So personally, my grandfather fought there in World War II.
You're serious? Wow.
Yeah, so my dad worked there as a doctor in Daru and delivered a baby in the back of a PMV. So I think my history is a little bit more closer.
Well, you weren't the baby, were you?
No, I wasn't, but there might be another Peter running around Papua New Guinea named after my dad, I don't know. But look, it's a close relationship, so the connection's still there. The number one reason people go to Papua New Guinea usually is to trek Kokoda. So in Australia we've been really pushing that. It's the centenary of Anzacs. Now that doesn't relate to necessarily to Papua New Guinea, apart from Rabaul, but World War II, it's the same spirit. So we do a big push creating a new website for Do Kokoda.
Cool.
But we're also, there's a lot of cruising coming out of Australia.
I was going to ask you about cruising, especially the smaller ships.
So it's a really interesting market. The smaller ships, they've been around for a while. You've got your Lindbad, which used to be Orion. You've got True North and Coral Princess. And they're quite upmarket boutique cruising. Not everyone can afford that, but so PNG's a little bit unaccessible maybe for people on a budget. But with cruising, with P&O Cruises and Princess Cruises last year, they entered the market in October.
Oh, did they?
And
where did they cruise to?
Well, they're cruising all up the east coast there. So, you go from either Brisbane or Sydney, and you cruise all the way up through Alatoa, which is Milne Bay. They stop at obviously Alatoa, Kitavar, Samurai Island, and then cruise up, towards Rabaul, Madang, and to the bottom of the sea peak there. So some of the itineraries are different, but they take 2,000 people.
I was going to say, the bigger ships, the economic impact is bigger. And is the infrastructure there to handle them?
Well, that's sort of been something that's been they did a cruise strategy 5 or 10 years ago, and they've been working towards that goal. So it's now come to fruition, and you're seeing people be able to cruise to PNG for 10 days for $2,000. So,
and is a lot of it tendering, or are there ports that the ships can dock at? Milne Bay, I think there's a port. I can't remember now.
Well, they upgraded the Milne Bay port. That was a partnership between PNG TPA, the local government, and PNG Ports Authority. So they upgraded those. Madang was already receiving ships of that nature. They anchor off a lot of these places, so they've had to basically go around and map the ocean floor to make sure they can get into places. I mean, that sums up PNG.
That's right, because it's not being surveyed. That's right. Now tell me, in terms of, so that's cruising squared off in a sense, and Kokoda, that's squared off. Her historic connections are just huge. It's just amazing. But what about the tourist that just wants to go and experience, the real PNG? What sort of programs and products are there for them to buy?
Well, I probably should have said before that Papua New Guinea is sort of a destination for travellers.
Yes, not for tourists.
It's not. Well, it can be now for the cruising, but it's experiential. It's for the adventure. It's 5-star experience rather than 5-star luxury. So
it's an interesting difference, actually. Well done.
It is, but I think people in the modern day now are looking for a getaway, an escape. And PNG offers that. So a lot of people coming to PNG for your diving, your surfing, your fishing, trekking, all these niches that people want to do. So I guess it depends on the person of where they want to go and what they want to do.
Tell me something, just finally, before we finish off. How much time would you say is an ideal time to spend in PNG in terms of if you're going on a tour? How long are the tours? Are they 5 days, 7 days? Do you get guides? And what sort of time would be a good time?
Well, you've got to go for at least a week, for sure. You're not even going to touch the surface in a week. It's a much bigger country than any of the other Pacific countries. It's more difficult to get around. You can't drive anywhere, so you're going to lose a day flying at least. So you want to make the most of the time you're there. So if you're going to the Highlands, you're spending a week. That's a week to 10 days is what the tour companies will offer you. If you're doing diving, a week, but that's probably one destination. If you're connecting to to other ones you want to spend 1 to 2 weeks. So, but there's always more to see. So overseas people will come maybe for 2 weeks, maybe a bit longer. So it depends on your budget.
I'm told by people that have been there, it's addictive. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of you go once and you see something, and then people talk to you because communication is quite difficult to get around. You can't just say, "Oh, I think I'll take that tour and go up there."
Yeah.
You've got to go back and do it again and go somewhere else and
That's
so on.
right.
And I've spoken to people who are real, experiential type people who've been going there for 10 or 15 years, believe it or not, who say it is the most amazing destination because you keep coming back and you keep discovering new things that you've never seen before and meeting people who generally, a lot of people in the Highlands have never seen people like us before.
Well, that's why our tagline's a million different journeys, obviously. And I thought I'd just throw that in because it's amazing. We talk about going to Africa for cultural experience. Well, Papua New Guinea has over 800 different spoken languages. That's a quarter of the world's spoken languages. So wherever you go, you're going to have a different experience because there's different people